Alright, how's everybody doing today? This is Mr. Muscarella coming at you, and in this video, we're going to take a look at approximating values using your calculator for inverse trig functions. That's right, so go ahead and grab your TI-84 graphing calculator, and let's make sure we're getting that thing set up correctly. Now, to get your calculator set up, you're going to need to change two things. First of all, I want you to change that float in that row. Change that to 3 because we're going to be rounding our answers to 3 decimal places. So that's what that piece means. The other thing is make sure your calculator is set in the correct mode, and that mode is radian. So once you've got those two things set up, then you're ready to play along. Let's take a look at 4 quick examples. Alright, so we're going to evaluate these using our calculator, rounding our answer to 3 decimal places. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and enter part A into your calculator. Now remember, arcsine, that's right over here above the sine function. So you have to hit second first, and then sine. And then we'll hit sine again. Now I'm going to do alpha y equals because that's going to give me that numerator denominator option, and so I can actually put in 2 pi just like that and then over 9. Now make sure you've got 2 sets of parentheses there, 2 going in and 2 going out. When we hit enter, we will get a decimal value of 0.698. So this first one has a value of 0.698. Alright, not a big deal. Now the other one, same kind of function, but this time we've got 7 pi over 9. But before we get into that, let's just check something here really quick. I want to see if you guys pick this up. If you were to type in 2 pi over 9 on your graphing calculator, notice you get the same value, 0.698. And that's because 2 pi over 9 is in that domain restriction of negative 2 pi to positive 2 pi for arcsine. So when we're working with these kind of functions, sometimes you can just look at it and know, like, all right, that's the answer I'll get. But check out what happens on this next one. So go ahead and type in arcsine of sine of 7 pi over 9, and then go ahead and type in 7 pi over 9 and compare those two decimals. So now, did you guys come up with the same thing that I did? You got 0.698 when you typed in the original function, but if you evaluate just 7 pi over 9, you end up with 2.443, and that's because 7 pi over 9, our angle right here, is actually more than pi over 2, so we can't just kind of cancel those out like we would have thought of on the first one, but the reference angle for 7 pi over 9, because that's over here in quadrant number 2, so my reference angle, here's 7 pi over 9, and then to go all the way down here to the x-axis, or to get to where pi is at on your unit circle, I would travel a distance of 2 pi's over 9. So my reference angle over here in quadrant number 1 would be 2 pi over 9, which is the same thing as what we just found, and our calculator helped us out with that, of course. So we get, again, 6.98. Now go ahead and try the next two on your own. You're going to be a little bit surprised here when you see your solution for one of them, but go ahead and do that, and we'll talk about our answer for C, and then we'll come back and talk about our answer for D. So go ahead and just type those in, try it, and see what you come up with. So how'd you do with that? I'm sure you did okay, but remember, on this first one, when you have cosine of arc cosine of 1/3, because here, again, you're just looking for a trig ratio, whereas on A and B, we're looking for an actual angle. On these first two here, you've got, these will cancel out for cosine and arc cosine because 1/3 is within that domain restriction of negative 1 to 1. So it's just going to be 1/3, which you can see is that decimal 0.333. Now over here, for cosine of arc cosine of 1.3, 1.3 is definitely not within that domain restriction of negative 1 to 1 for this problem. So you could probably just know that, and you wouldn't even have to do that, but when you do that on your calculator, it will actually give you this error. It'll come up, but before you do that, once you hit, when you type it in, you'll see there's domain at the top, and you'll have these two options to quit or go to it. So that's going to be you know, the calculator does do it correctly, and that it gives you an error because, as you can tell, 1.3 is definitely outside of that range of negative 1 to 1, so there is no solution for that. So that's all there is to this video, just real short and sweet. By now you should be able to evaluate trig function, combinations of trig functions using your calculator and be able to round that to 3 decimal places, making sure you're in the right mode, and you guys will have no problem with that. Thanks for watching, and you guys have a great day. Peace out.